Created by Crystal Dynamics and published by Eidos, 5 games were released for Legacy of Kain. In 1996, Blood Omen was released. In 1999, Soul Reaver was released. In 2001, Soul Reaver 2 came out. In 2002, Blood Omen 2 came out, and with the last one being Legacy of Kain Defiance, which came out in 2003. Legacy of Kain takes place within the world of Nosgoth, a land described as dying and has several landmarks occupying it, such as the Human Citadel, the Cemetery, the Drowned Abbey, and more importantly, the Pillars of Nosgoth, each of the 9 pillars representing a principle: balance, conflict, death, dimension, energy, the mind, nature, states, and time, and each one having a guardian. Kain would be thrown into the conflict unknowingly when he was born. He was a young nobleman who was ambushed and killed, only to be resurrected by Mortanius. Tasked with killing the remainder of the pillar's guardians, Kain's true role would be revealed as the last pillar alive, and where he had to make a fateful choice, either by sacrificing himself and the vampires to allow the world to survive, or let Nosgoth die and the vampires will continue to live. Now there is only one question to answer: does Legacy of Kain still hold up as a timeless classic in 2024? Let's get started. Beginning with what I loved about Legacy of Kain, while I never played the Blood Omen games, I did play Soul Reaver 1, 2 and Defiance around 3 years ago. I was clearly not prepared for the writing of these games. I mean, holy hell, Legacy of Kain has fantastic dialogue within the games, with my personal favorites being Kain and Raziel's conversations and Mobius and Raziel in Soul Reaver 2. The dialogue surpasses the entirety of seasons 5 to 8 of Game of Thrones. I know it's unfair to compare the two, but I just did. Legacy of Kain's story raised the bar when it comes to its storytelling, with Kain making the choice to sacrifice himself for Nosgoth or to let his vampire brethren live and let the world die. What a choice! And since Kain embraced his new form as a vampire, he decided to let Nosgoth become the wasteland that it is, and with Raziel becoming the champion of the Hilden, the one who will decide the fate of Nosgoth in its entirety. The series weaves a sophisticated tale of vampiric politics, time travel, and personal redemption, engaging players with its depth and philosophical undertones. The one aspect I love about the writing when it comes to Legacy of Kain was the subversion of the monomyth from James Campbell, especially when it comes to Kain, the titular character and the one who sends Nosgoth into decay. Even Raziel wanted to seek revenge through knowledge and exposing the truth, and how we, the players, can interpret the morality of both characters through their struggles of free will and redemption on Kain's part to restore the pillars of Nosgoth and to save the world from its rapid death. It just goes to show the amount of depth that went into this game, how much lore is involved with the Elder God and his Wheel of Fate, and Kain wanting to reverse his decision that he made centuries ago. Another thing that I loved about the story, besides the setting, Kain and Raziel, was the Elder God, who was voiced by Tony J. Yes, that Tony J. The same man who voiced Frollo in Disney's The Hunchback of Notre Dame. That actually blew my mind when I found out. The Elder God is basically responsible for the events surrounding Nosgoth with its Wheel of Fate, the wheel that runs on fatalism, that each person will have to follow a path and be compelled to follow said path. There's some deep, complex writing within Legacy of Kain, and knowing that this mass of tentacles and eyes is responsible for everything that has happened, it's kind of a dick move in all honesty. Sure, it's no Tywin Lannister, but knowing it's wanting to enforce a path in everyone and nullifying free will, it makes it quite the interesting villain. I like it. Kain and Raziel's stories were definitely the main standouts in the games I've played. I do understand that I missed out on an integral part of Kain's story since I didn't play Blood Omen. The sacrifice Raziel makes in Defiance, bloody hell, it was powerful stuff. The two Soul Reavers becoming one and Raziel allowing Kain to see the true enemy. I mean, the journey that the two of them have is really outstanding. This game really has to come back, but I'll get back to that later. The voice acting within this game is just amazing. It really amplifies the characters and the dialogue they deliver. With Michael Bell voicing Raziel and Simon Templeman voicing Kain, the delivery of their lines has stuck with me ever since I finished Defiance and the two Soul Reavers, and I wish I played through the two Blood Omen games too. The voice acting is just phenomenal. Normally when the characters speak in a cutscene, I can zone out quite a bit, but with this game, I actually stopped and listened very carefully to the dialogue, and the ambience really does set the tone with these two riveting characters. Experiencing the voice acting the first time I played these games, I was pleasantly surprised at the quality and the delivery, and it's sounding quite Shakespearean. The well-written dialogue and the strong performances really contributed to the series' immersive storytelling. Legacy of Kain even has Easter eggs in other games, such as Tomb Raider for example, as you can see the different references such as Kain's portrait in Tomb Raider Anniversary and the Soul Reaver in Tomb Raider Legend. There is also a DLC character pack including Kain and Raziel for Lara Croft and the Guardian of Light. Now for what I didn't like. I won't lie, I got very confused with the time travel stuff. I really tried to understand to the best of my ability, but it does get quite convoluted. I even had to listen to several YouTube videos just to understand what is going on. The graphics are nice, but that I can forgive. The games are old, so I can excuse it. The PC ports for these games leave a lot to be desired. It's not that great. The controls are weird and janky. I didn't enjoy struggling with them. Sometimes Soul Reaver 2 would even crash on me since I was playing it on Windows 10. Luckily there is a guide on how to fix this on Steam. It's clear that these games are not for newer computers. Defiance camera and gameplay was the best out of the games I've played. It felt a lot smoother and cohesive than its predecessors. The combat is dated and not up to par. I mainly got lost sometimes playing the game, and sometimes I even had to look at the controls just to know what I was doing. Whoops. Switching between the material and spectral realms with Raziel did hurt my eyes. As much as I do love the concept, I could not comprehend what my brain was absorbing and my eyes began to hurt. In Defiance it is a bit better and smoother, but damn, I got the headache afterwards. Considering the modern standards of gaming, 2023 having a lot of failed games and how low the bar has been set, Legacy of Kain is a game with some serious high standards with its complex plot and characters, and it's possibly the best time for this franchise to return. The gameplay is fine though, but repetitive, and the puzzles are not too easy but also not too hard. It has been 21 years since Defiance, and Legacy of Kain is amongst the forgotten gems of games out there. These games have the highest quality voice acting around, and the characters surrounding the story were brilliantly written, and the setting is quite atmospheric and immersive. If they remaster these games, I am all here for it. If Square Enix can remaster the first 3 Tomb Raider games, I am holding out hope for a remaster for Legacy of Kain. It's evident that Defiance wanted to go further, especially with that ending. It did feel a bit incomplete to me. While Kain looks out at Nosgoth and the destroyed pillars, while he laments over Raziel's sacrifice, he holds out on hope, and I too hold out on hope for Legacy of Kain, an amazing property to return to us. So to answer the question at the beginning, does Legacy of Kain hold up today? Yes, it definitely does, and I do recommend you try it out. Be sure to like and subscribe, and thank you for watching. Until next time, bye!